Before sit down and talk things.
Charlie, me that Chelsea sorry button, yeah, be some boy crowd. I don't see top self.
Why see man you too? And say what they no go buy. Say Kofu, ole. As for Liverpool, there, it be like them win the EPL radio. As not the space put there, Charlie forget to. It be conclusion one.
Football fanatics and discerning viewers and listeners will settle the scores on Transfer Deadline Day with the official transfer team, Joy Sports. We climax the winter transfer window on Thursday, January 31 from 10 p.m. till midnight on the Joy News channel, on Multi TV, Joy Prime, and on Joy 99.7 FM. Transfer Countdown is back and bigger this year. Join the extensive coverage led by George Addo Jr. and Gary Alsmith on Thursday, 31st January between 10 p.m. and midnight as we settle who moves where before the clock runs down. You heard me? Right.
You've got a full house this morning.
Yes,
Gary,
I have a full
how are you
house
doing this morning?
And the remix.
Charlie, but this
is the remix.
It's a true remix.
We have to take him to the studio. You know? We're trying to believe Asante is also here. Redwan, what's up?
I'm here for Kids Olympics.
Yeah.
Where's that clip? The one you used to play.
Oh yeah.
You don't have a problem with it. You don't have a problem. Tell us about Kids Olympics.
You know, so there's a revision of the email address. For those of you who can't send your forms directly, if you're not filling your form on the web and you want to bring it to, you want to scan and then send it to us, the email address, has been changed. It's kids at myjoyonline.com. Kids at myjoyonline.com. Now, people are still asking, how much do they have to pay for registering? It's free. Just fill the form and then send it to us on our website. It's there. When you fill out the form, automatically it gets sent to us. And yesterday we mentioned the list of schools who have applied or have filled their forms or registered to be part of the Kids Olympics. Now, 3 venues: Lincoln Community School, GIS, and then we have athletics taking place at Elwak Sports Stadium. So it's GIS, Lincoln, and then Elwak for you. So it's football, basketball, which is a team sport. So we've invited schools like Soul Clinics and Therese's, Jack and Jill, Morning Star, all the schools with good basketball teams to register and then join the team sport.
Is Therese's still like the
we want to find out.
We'll find out.
We'll find out if still Soul Clinic and
when I was in SS,
that was worse.
Now we want now.
Now they see who be how that about.
Okay, but as by special request, Redwan Ibrahim Asante, this one is for you.
So that's just a bit of point. So tennis is there, swimming, and we have the number for swimmers increasing day by day, and it's just impressive. I don't know whether we'll be producing the next swimming medalist.
But you talk your thing. You say all that about. So this is
so we have swimming, basketball, tennis, table tennis, all lined up.
Let's take chaotic birthdays right now. This is going to Nana Joa Yeboah Addo. Happy birthday, 7 years. Special birthday greetings from Kofi and Diane Addo parents and siblings. Mami Kriabergo, Papa Kwejo Free Addo. May God richly bless you. And of course, this one to Mrs. Gladys Boahema Apia. Now this is coming from your son-in-law. This is Raymond Yamado's father-in-law. Raymond Yamado, this is a big one too.
This is a very, very big one, Raymond Yamado.
Raymond, you start telling you.
Raymond, you start telling you. You're a big one.
The one who dedicated it is bigger than the
dedicator is bigger than the dedicatee.
Yes, you know it. Okay, this one goes to you, Madam Diana Adai or Akosia Kunedu. A week ago, you turned 80. So a belated birthday, long life full of divine health from your son, Reverend Akwesi Poku, who is at ICGC Calvary Temple, Kumasi. Right. All your children, your siblings, grandchildren, and the entire family. We love you. From all of us here at Joy FM as well. Have a super day.
That's right. So let's get into the Sports Center. It's probably brought to us by the kind courtesy of
you by MTN. Welcome to the new world. Standard Chartered Bank here for good FPAC flows. You're paying away multi-TV. Just thrills. Now it's a new year and it's a fresh beginning. Whatever your needs are, we day for you. Is it the need to pay fees or the need for that salary or rent advance or that little something to just cushion yourself? Just keep talking, texting, browsing and transacting more with your MTN Momo and you could win 30,000 Ghana cedis and lots of other exciting cash rewards and more each month to cushion you in the new year with MTN More For You promo. And even brighter, you earn additional 75,000 bonus points for every 150,000 points you accumulate to increase your chances of winning these awesome cash rewards. Dial *120# to check your points. We day for you everywhere you go. Now, this is our year to live, breathe, and stand red through the highs and lows of the season. A high like yesterday when Manchester City lost to Newcastle. Good morning, Rafa Benitez.
Just I realized Rafa Benitez is working for you.
Good morning, Rafa Benitez. Join millions of Reds around the world to show what we wear, what we do, and what inspires our great club, and win loads of prizes. Use your Standard Chartered Visa, debit, or credit card online or at any point of sale in and out of Ghana to win signed jerseys and an all-expense paid trip for two to Anfield. Remember, Standard Chartered is the official sponsor of Liverpool FC, and we stand red with you. Liverpool FC, you'll never walk alone. Standard Chartered, here for good. Terms and conditions apply.
So let's get into the Sports Center. Right. Today, Gary's alongside me, of course. So we'll get into this one. Coming up, huge blow for Manchester City in their quest to defend the EPL title after losing to Newcastle last night.
Sterling playing the ball in, and it's Aguero, and he scored in double quick time, even by his standards. Off the mark in a flash, with his 15th goal in just 13 league appearances. Rondon, the payoff for perseverance, feeding off scraps, nothing more than that. And Manchester City's backline breached for the first time in more than 10 hours. Those in Liverpool watching from behind a sofa. It's Matt Ritchie. And as well as the freedom of St James's Park, he might well receive the freedom of Sefton Park. Huge goal for Newcastle. Enormous blow for City. And what a fillip for Liverpool.
City are 4 points behind Liverpool, with the Reds likely to extend their lead to 7 should they beat Leicester tonight at Anfield. Reactions to the City game plus Liverpool preview to come.
But first, an Accra High Court will this morning rule on the Ghana Athletics Association election, which was postponed in December last year. The plaintiffs, who are stakeholders of the association, placed an injunction on December 15th elections and sought some reliefs, which included injuncting the defendants, Professor Francis Dodu, Bawaf Hosseini, and the National Sports Authority and the Ghana Olympic Committee from holding elections, and appoint an interim committee to administer the GAA in preparation for Congress and elections. A presidential aspirant, George Luttrell, who is the lead plaintiff, has been accused of deliberately disrupting the process and stalling the sport in the country, but Luttrell has rebuffed that.
That's the spin they put around, that we have disrupted the whole athletics program, etc. That we have the athletes are going to suffer, especially the local athletes. We are doing things to correct an anomaly. I'll give you an example. Last year, you had the African Championships in Asaba, Nigeria. How many athletes from Ghana did they take? I think 3 or 4. That was the Ghanaian contingent to Nigeria, just down the road. Was there a court case going on then?
Former executive committee member of the Ghana Football Association, Kujo Fianu, says the GFA Normalization Committee are on the right track and wants support for them to complete their mandate. The committee recently inaugurated 6 ad hoc committees to aid in their quest of restoring Ghana football to normalcy. Fianu reckons Dr. Kofi Amoah and his team deserve some accolades.
I think they are running against time, and I will be the last to say that they should hasten and move on, because they will leave a lot of unfinished business, loopholes in there. So we want the best to be done. So what we've gone through these past 6 months should inform us to try to avoid those pitfalls in future. And we are not, Ghana cannot be an island on its own. We have seen how normalization committees operated in other jurisdictions. I will not be surprised, and I'll begrudge them if they will ask for extension.
Now, the government has pledged massive cash support for Asante Kotoko and the CAF Confederations Cup campaign. According to a statement released by the Sports Ministry, the cash support will go for all Ghanaian teams that play in the CAF Interclubs competition. Joy Sports Centre editor, Ridwan Ibrahim Asante, joins me now with a copy of the statement. So, Ridwan, what does the statement say?
It's talking about government trying to support clubs with a huge financial cushion. Now, for teams playing in the CAF Champions League, which is the elite competition, it will be $200,000, and then $150,000 for the team playing or teams that will be playing in the Confederations Cup. Now, in what we have in our case now, current situation, Kotoko are in the Confederations Cup, so which means that we're getting $150,000 for their campaign in the tournament, which is a huge financial boost, as they seek to go past the group stage and then reach the knockout phase of the competition. So that's the information that came out yesterday, and it's signed by the Honorable Minister himself, Isaac Kwame Esiama.
Thank you very much, Ridwan Ibrahim Asante. Gary, we can do boxing now?
Yes, and on a sad note, in the boxing fraternity, with the sudden passing of boxing trainer Ben Terrier. Until his death, he managed the Seconds Out gym where many, including former IBF welterweight champion Joseph Ogbeko, trained. Joy Sports editor Nathaniel Lato has more.
Ben Terrier's passing has come as a big shock to the boxing fraternity. He was very consistent at boxing bouts and would sit with all the officials who are lined up for the evening. His activity in boxing was consistent and would never miss a press conference, neither did he miss a weigh-in ceremony. Ben Terrier worked at the Bukom Gym, situated within the boxing community of Bukom, which produced the likes of former WBA welterweight champion Ike Bazooka Kwate, James the Bukom Fa Ama, and Joshua the Bukom Chachu Okine, who became a welterweight champion here in Ghana. He also worked with talented boxers, including Malik Jaber. Ben Terrier's calm demeanor and friendliness was something that was adored greatly by many within the boxing fraternity. He has since been buried in accordance with Muslim tradition. May his soul rest in peace.
Joy Sports editor Nathaniel Ato. Now time to get into the English Premier League, Gary.
Yes, Man City's title hopes suffered a huge blow as Newcastle came from a goal down to record a remarkable win over the defending champions at St. James's Park. Now, two defensive lapses cost Pep Guardiola's side the chance to cut Liverpool's lead atop the Premier League to just a point. The Reds now face Leicester at home today. But first, we listen to Pep Guardiola, who is not giving up yet.
Well, it's a lot of points if the one is going to win, but we are in January. In the same time, they said in January is not in April, in May. Like we have still there are many games and everything can happen. A lot of teams play for many reasons. Teams for stay in the Premier League, the others go to Europa League, for the Champions League. In our case, will be every game. We have to do our best to be there. So try to don't give up and move forward and try another time.
It's Pep Guardiola speaking there. So there were 6 games last night. In addition to the one we've just seen, there was Man United drawing 2-2 with Burnley. There were 2-0 down as at the 80-something minute.
And Ole Magic.
Ole, yeah.
Because I had prepared my scripts and everything. The sermon for this morning had to change because they had the equalizer.
Wolves also beat West Ham 3-0. Huddersfield Town were beaten by Everton 1-0. Fulham also won 4-2 against Brighton and Hove Albion, and it's worth noting that Fulham were 2-0 down and scored 4 in the second half. Arsenal also beat Cardiff by 2-1.
Oh yeah, so we got some games to look forward to tonight. Everybody's looking after Liverpool. Can they beat Leicester City? Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp says he's really wary of the players who can cause or hurt their ambitions tonight.
Jamie is a fantastic striker, really, and you can see each fibre of his body is really always on this decisive situation. He always waits for the balls over shoulder. Now he's, I think, is more involved in defending, meanwhile, than he maybe was in the past, but is brings him in another situation, doesn't make it easier to defend him, to be honest. So it's really he's a massive threat, and he was always. But it's not the only one in that team. Maddison, really good player, not only set pieces, fine footballer. Gray, it's just Pereira. There's a lot of really, that's just either way experienced and good tune.
Klopp struggling to make Leicester look larger than life. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Well, in the other games, Southampton play Crystal Palace, Tottenham Hotspur will play Watford, and we look forward to that.
So there was top-flight football in the Premier League, but in Italy, it was time for the Cup. Coppa Italia quarter-final action, brought to you by BBC's Callum Harrison.
Milan are through to the semi-finals of the Coppa Italia. Krzysztof Piaczek marked his first start for the club by scoring both goals as they beat Napoli 2-0. And in Spain, Valencia remarkably are heading for the semi-finals of the Copa del Rey. 1-0 down from the first leg. Jorge Molina scored for Getafe after only a minute at the second leg. But Rodrigo has scored 3 goals in the last half hour to put Valencia 3-1 up on the night, 3-2 ahead on aggregate, and they're in the 9th minute of stoppage time.
Okay.
Harrison there, of course. And once I'm here with Gary, you know why we're here, of course.
Of course, the Joy FM transfer countdown.
Yes, indeed.
So the Joy transfer countdown.
Joy transfer countdown.
We got a lot of Joy complaints.
This one is not for Joy FM.
There's Joy FM.
This is for the Joy family.
There's Joy News.
And Joy Prime.
There's Joy Prime.
Yep.
So it's going to be airing on all platforms.
Yes.
Wow.
All right, so a taste of what you're going to have.
Okay, George. 1, 2, 3, let's go.
No, Barcelona coach Ernesto Valverde has indicated a deal to take Denis Suarez to Arsenal. That's looking like it's happening soon.
Report in Spain suggests the 25-year-old Suarez, who had a spell at Man City before joining Barca in 2013, will join Arsenal on loan for the rest of the season. What's happening in London?
Our own Baba Rahman has made a move to that Rams, of course. He's doing really well. And it's wonderful for Baba Rahman to have made that move. We'll be looking forward to that. We can talk about Leicester City as well. They understood to be in talks with Monaco over a £20 million deal for Telemann. That will be really interesting to see how it goes.
Yes, Arsenal, West Ham and Newcastle have asked about taking the midfielder Yuri Tielemans on loan from Monaco. That's according to news we are getting.
Everton manager Marco Silva says Idrissa Gueye, who was asked to leave the club to join PSG, did not play against Huddersfield due to the injury. No problems at all. And of course, for more, you have to tune in on Thursday,
10 p.m. till midnight. It's on the Joy News channel.
On the Joy Prime or the Joy Prime channel, free to air.
Free to air as well, so you can watch it anywhere without going into any box.
And also on your super station Joy. 99.7 FM.
Yes, indeed.
It's the Joy transfer countdown.
Yes.
Let's see who goes where and how the team shape up for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. In fact, you are going to be part of the team.
Oh yes, that is where we separate the men from the boys.
Oh my God.
The people with the money.
Open mic.
The people with the going.
The people with the money and the people with the going.
I mean, look, we are talking about a Mohamed Salah striker. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You are talking about strikers who actually get you goals and are young enough to grow older with your team.
Yeah.
This man.
People like Roberto Firmino who can do Chechens. Do you remember Chechens? Yes.
Hey,
and you're talking about
Papaya is here.
Gonzalo Higuain. Me, I'll do my 60-second analysis. Oh, but you guys,
Papaya is an Arsenal fan.
the analysis number, the number for the analysis.
0544-652-366. Keep sending us your 1-minute videos so that we air on TV on the Joy Transfer account. Now, on that note,
That's it for the Joy Sports Center. Thanks, Gary, for passing through. It's a great to have you.